Hey everybody, this is Mr. Beckstrom, and today we're going to take a look at section 1-3. This is an introduction to percent, and here we're going to be converting numbers from decimal form to percent form. We're also going to be doing some fractions in there, so we need to be able to, so there's the three different forms that we can have a number in, is percent, decimal, and fraction. And we need to be able to convert between all three of those. Here's some rules to help us. Let's talk a little bit about these. The first one says to write a decimal number as a percent, just multiply the number by 100%. So let's look at an example of that. So if I wanted to take the decimal number 0.027 and I wanted to convert this to a percent, I just multiply it by 100%. And what that does is multiplying something by 100 moves the decimal place 2 to the right. So this becomes 2.7, and then we have the percent there. So 0.027 is equivalent to 2.7%. All right, for the next one, it says to write a fraction as a percent. First change it to decimal form by dividing, then multiply it by 100%. So let's take a look at an example of that. Let's say we have the fraction 3/8, and we want to convert that to a percent. Well, the first thing we do is convert it to decimal. So we would just do 3 divided by 8. So let's do 3 divided by 8. We're going to get 0.375. So we get 0.375. And then we're going to take that, and just like we did on the last example, we're going to multiply that by 100%. That's going to move the decimal place to the right, and this becomes 37.5%. All right, next one, it says to change a percent to a decimal, divide by 100%. All right, so let's take a look at an example of that. So let's give the percent. Let's say we had 300 and, oops, hold on, to rewrite, give me 1 second. Yep, so let's say we had 356%, and we wanted to change that to a decimal form. Then we're going to divide by 100%. Notice the percents will cancel out, so it's just going to be leaving us a value, and that's going to be 356 divided by 100, and whenever you divide something by 100, you just move the decimal 2 to the left. So this is going to become 3.56. All right, and the last one here says to write a percent number as a fraction, form a fraction with the percent number as a numerator and 100 as the denominator. Then rewrite this fraction in lowest terms. All right, so let's say we had 1,231 percent, and we wanted to write this as a fraction. All right. Remember from the previous example, we can write this as 1231% all over 100%. Just like we did in the last one. And now here the percents will cancel out, and instead of getting a decimal, I'm just going to leave it as the fraction first. So 1231 all over 100. And then it says rewrite the fraction in lowest terms. Now remember, everybody needs a calculator for this class, and most calculators will reduce that for you. We could also see if there's any common factors. I don't know if there's going to be for this one, so 1231 over 100. So for a TI-83 or TI-84 calculator, you would just do 1231 divided by 100. And then I would hit the math fraction button here like this, and this is going to put it in the reduced form there. So this is already in reduced form. There's no numbers other than 1 that go into both 1231 and 100. All right, and now let's look at a couple of more examples, and I want you to try these at home. All right, so let's start and convert 3 7/10 from this fraction form and convert that into a percent. So convert this into a percent and go ahead and try it now. Pause the video and then unpause it, and we'll go through it. All right, so the first thing I need to do is actually, this is not in the improper fraction form, so I need to put this in the improper fraction form. That means I need to take it out of the mixed number form here. So in order to do that, to change a mixed number here to a improper fraction, you're going to multiply the number on the outside by the number on the bottom. So that'd be 3 times 10, which is 30. And then you add the top, which is 37. So 37 will go in our numerator, and then our denominator will stay the same denominator that we had here. So that's the first thing. Now, we could skip this step, and I'm going to do it both ways in the calculator. But this is one way to do it here. And then what we would do is, remember, we're changing this to a percent. So next we need to get this in decimal form. So any number divided by 10, you just move the decimal place 1 to the left. That's going to be 3.7. And finally, to change it to a percent, we're going to multiply by 100%. And that's going to equal 3.7 times 100. You move the decimal 2 to the right, so that's 370%. So that would be your answer for that one. Now, how could we do it in our calculator without first converting it to an improper fraction? Well, 3 7/10 is really just equal to 3 plus 7 over 10. That's basically what it's saying. And that will go ahead and convert it in your calculator directly to that decimal form without having to put it into the improper fraction form first. All right, let's take a look at another one here. All right, let's convert 16 1/3%, and I want to convert that to a decimal number. Convert it to a decimal number. So go ahead and pause the video now, try it out, and then we'll walk through it. All right, so in order to convert it to a decimal, we want to divide by 100%. And the percents will cancel out, and then we'll have 16 1/3 divided by 100. Now, we can do this a couple of different ways. I'm going to show you how to do it in the calculator. So if I do 16 plus 1/3, that's the top, and I hit enter, I get a repeating decimal there, and if I divide that by 100, it moves that decimal 2 to the left. So this is going to be 0.1633 repeating. So this is going to be equal to 0.163, and the 3 repeats forever, so we're going to put a little bar on top of that. All right, one last one. For this one, I want to rewrite the percent as a fraction in lowest terms. So I'm going to give you the percent of 62.5%. And I want you to write this as a fraction in lowest terms. All right, pause the video, try it out, and then we'll walk through it. All right, so the first thing that we do is we're going to divide by 100% because we don't want the percent in there. So that will cancel out the percent and give us 62.5 over 100. 62.5 over 100. And if we wanted to do this by hand, the first thing I would do is multiply the top and the bottom by 2 in order to get rid of this decimal number. So if I did that, if I said times 2 over 2, which remember 2 over 2 is just 1, so that doesn't actually change the value, that's going to give us 2 times 62.5. Let's see what that is. So 2 times 62.5, that's 125. So this is going to be 125 over 200. And then I can see that 25 go into both of these. It goes into the top, 25 goes into the top 5 times, and it goes into the bottom 8 times. So that would be my final fraction. Now if I wanted to use my calculator, I could just go to this one right here and do 62.5 divided by 100. And then I could convert that to a fraction. So math, fraction, and it would give me the fraction in lowest terms. So it would give me the 5 over 8. All right, everybody. That's it for this section. If you have any questions, let me know, and have a great rest of your week. Thanks.